Hello. Hi, Tiffany. Good afternoon, everybody. I know that I was supposed to start. Hi, Carrie. Well, I'm really glad you're here. And if you are, it's your first time. I'm going to do a quick walkthrough. I didn't have the back side of this done, and I do now. And we're going to go over a little bit what I did last week. So last week we did the Janice cut. I said the Janice cover. I saw your name pop up, Janice Donahue. Hello. So hi, Janice. So last week we did this cover, and so there is a playlist, and you want to make sure you go and do get the cover created. Of course, mine opens this way and this way, and let's get some more light. See if we can get there. We go a little more light on the subject here. Um, so our Dosey Do album, which isn't quite so little. Hello, Miss Tanya. And I don't know. I don't think you guys can hear. Hopefully, my dog's with my headphone on because Wilbur's decided he's going to be mouthy. There we go. Yes, I am wearing a flannel. It's always cold in basements, right? So our little Dosey Do. Thank you. Kits. There are kits available, and they were going to go out. They're going supposed to go out tomorrow. We are just a few days behind, and I do apologize. I'm just kidding. So if you ordered a kit, they do go out Monday. Kits have your pre-cut chipboard, and it tells you everything that's on there, and they will go out Monday. So I do apologize for the delay. It was delayed getting here just from Doodlebug. But inside, we've done that side. Now let's take a look. So I flipped this over at what, so we did the cover and the inside today, we are going to create the pages. So we're going to create our pages here. The back is just a pocket. And then we have our lay flat pocket here. I did not have this completely done last time. You do have side pockets. Then you'll have these inside pockets. Now, I did show already how it will extend. My dog's being crazy. So it'll extend the long way, but we're just going to flip this over. It's a little flippy floppy album. Okay, so let's go through. I didn't have this done for you guys. And I have to tell you, when you get your kit, your Doodlebug house, you're going to have quite a few pieces left over. The little chipboard house. And after creating this, I decided basically this one is going to flip over to the back because it got really chunky. So our little flip album, this is the pieces of the house, plus we're losing that. You can flip it back. This will have ribbons at the top so that when we're live tomorrow, we're still working. We're going to be working on this today and tomorrow and then 2 days next week. I will have my ribbons up. But one thing you're going to notice, and I did after, when you flip this over, yes, things will be upside down. And I contemplated making it so they were right side up. But here's the problem. Then your house is going to be upside down. But I'll show you how it's not going to be a problem. Doesn't affect. I don't think it won't bother anybody at all. So that's going to flip over. You'll have places here for photos. We'll go over the other side. And then here, you'll be able to tuck your photo under. Now, here's the fun thing. This can actually be to the outside of your album if you like. But you can turn it now this way. Everything is the correct direction. And this is a pocket. And I did not make a tag or anything to go in there. You certainly can. And I just didn't yet because I forgot. So we'll get that done. And then you've already seen that side. Then we just have a cute photo spot here. Good times. Isn't this just adorable? This will flip open, and then you'll have a place for the tags from the cut apart sheet. And we'll tie that shut. And your ribbon and your little doodlebug twine will be inside of your kit. And then we have USA. Again, we'll leave everything open for our photos, but this house isn't the cutest. Now, your kit, and I have already actually, I talked out, so I'll be making something really awesome. You're going to have these leftovers. Again, you can add them. It does make your album pretty thick, but I'll be creating another project with those. And again, see, I put eyelets in here, and this happens to me every time. So you don't have to have eyelets. Mine are coming out. I will take those out. But to store your album, then you'll just flip these to the inside. Now, because I did pop everything up on foam tape, see, it did make it pretty thick, but not too thick that you couldn't store them in there. Totally up to you. Now, on the left-hand side, so yours won't have this. My next one won't either. What happened was, and I will be sure when we do this video to tell you tomorrow, don't put your sheets in upside down or everything will fall out. So basically, that's what's happened. This is actually going to be like this over the top, and then you'll be able to flip it open. And then the back side is that. So I'm just going to pop it back in. Like I said, this sheet got put in upside down. My next one won't. That's why this is here. So it was falling out. Photo spots, journal spot with our plastic sleeves. Again, that's what will be like on the back. Say what you, yes, say what you know, and you're going to put it in upside down anyway. I totally hear you. Photo spot, just cute little cut apart. This is your 6x8. Of course, everything comes out, so you can put your photos in there. This one is not upside down. I had so much fun with this, the Hometown USA collection. I'll be working with it some more. I can't get enough of it. It's just adorable. And there we go. That will be where the shaker pop goes in your kit. Here, just photo spot, place for that, and then family. Again, this is more decoration because just loved it. What can I say? Photo spot. Again, I just left that as is because I like looking at it, but you can put a photo. Pop one here. Oh, look at this post office. Look at that. I look at this and it just, I'm so happy. I love it. So we'll just have our card that will flip up. We'll use some of the tabs from the sticker sheet. This is super, super fun. And then when you turn this over, okay, and another thing, this is why, this was my prototype. So this is where all the mistakes are made, and I get all my mistakes out before I bring it to you. This is why this is smaller than the one we're making now, and this is the reason I didn't, yours won't fit like this. Mine's fitting this way because of that. Now, I did leave these, but I will put photos on top, but I absolutely just loved all the different wordings. Here we have another 6x8 that these will be in your kit. Now, if you don't have the kit, you want to make this, or you're making it with a different collection, these are just your 6x8 photo sleeves from Simple Stories. So you can use any combination that you like. Here, great place for that bucket list for summer. And then photo here And this is a pocket, so you could pop some things down in there too, photo spots. And that is our Do-Si-Do album. So I'll show you how to make the hinge for this. But today, let's just get going. And I did put the cutting guide at the top of this video. We're going to get started on our sheets, our pages. We're not doing the decorating, we're just getting them built. Okay? Again, this is going to be so cute on your coffee tables. It's just going to be cute. Okay, let's go over what you need. So have everybody got their notebook ready? Tanya has been typing this up. So if you are on Scrapbookers of Country Craft Creations, there will be the written cutting guide in the files. So be sure to go Scrapbookers of Country Craft Creations, go to the file tab, and look for the Doodlebug Hometown USA. Okay, you have 3 8 by 8.5 pieces of paper. So 3 8 by 8.5. Then you want 2 6.5 by 9.5. So 6.5 by 9.5. 1 7.5 by 8.5. 1 5.5 by 8.5. 1 4.5 by 6. 1 5 by 5.5. And 2 6 by 12. That's the lay flat pocket that goes on the back of the album cover. So 2 6.5, 5 by 5.5, 4.5 by 6, 5.5 by 8.5, 7.5 by 8, 2 6.5 by 9, and 3 8 by 8.5. Okay, we're going to start scoring everything. And I want to start with my 8 by 8.5. Our album cover is 9 inches, so these are 8.5 inches long. So you want your 8-inch across the top of the scoreboard. I'm just going to wait a moment for those of you just joining us. And then I did talk last week. I really realized how important the scoring tool is that comes with your scoreboard. I've been using this. Do you see the size diameter difference? And this is not fitting well, and I'm thinking that's why I'm having crooked score lines. This fits perfect. So there's a reason the tools work well with your scoreboard, right? Okay, so what I'm going to do on my left-hand side, I want to score at 1 inch. And we're going to score all 3 of the 8 by 8.5 inch pieces that way. So put your 8-inch across the top of the scoreboard and score at 1 inch. If you made the Saucy album many years ago, you made your pages this way. And it's really a fun way to make a bunch of stacked pages. 8 inches across the top, and we're going to score at 1 inch. Because here's the beauty of it. They're very easy to cut down and resize. Okay, I had to get the coffee in me. It's my mid-afternoon wake up. Our 2 that are 6.5 by 9.5. we're going to score their pocket. So we're going to score with the 9.5 across the top at 1/2 and 9. 6-inch across the top. I want you to score again at 1/2. So we're just scoring on 3 sides. I'm going to check something. Okay. And we want to do that with both pieces. 9 1/2 across the top, 1/2, 9, 6-inch across the top, and we'll score again at 1/2. I'm just checking something. See, this one, no, that one is the lid. Okay, so this one. I changed that. So I'm going to have your, hold on 1 second. One, okay, this is our third one. Okay, now our 7 1/2. Ooh, I just went blurry. I don't know what happened. Hold on. Wow. Is it pretty blurry on your side? Okay. You're going to see my camera go away for a minute. I'm here. I can talk to you. I've got to go into, I don't know what happened, but we're going to, uh-oh. I hope it's not my internet, guys. We're getting new optic out front and they're digging. And I'm like, don't dig today, please. And they are. Okay, let's check things out. We got our autofocus off. Oh, I'm right here. It will be on, Diane, it's not up yet. It will be on Scrapbookers. When Tanya gets it all written up for us. All right, let's bring the camera back on. Let's see if that helps. Okay. I have to remember to turn off autofocus. There, that's much better. Seven and 1/2 by 8 and 1/2. So what we want to do with the 7 1/2 across the top, I want you to score at 1/2 inch. 7 inches. We're going to turn to the 8 1/2 inch side and score at 1/2. I just want to make sure we're not going to trim this down, and I don't. I think that's... Yes, Tanya, thank you, thank you, thank you. Nope. It just looks like it was going to be too big, and I've made it twice now, so it shouldn't. But I did change this one pocket size. Okay, this is our 5 1/2 by 8 1/2. And we may end up having to trim it down just a little bit. This is going to be our, it goes over, creates the envelope, but that's okay because we're going to turn it to the 5 1/2 inch side. And I'm going to score this one. It is a little different, yes. I'm going to score it at 3/4 of an inch because I want a little bit more of a hinge that goes down inside the pocket. So 5.5 inch side, we're going to score at 3/4 of an inch. And that's all we're going to score. We're going to save our small pieces for later, that little pocket, the 4.5 and the 5.5. And I'll set my little pocket there. We're going to just start with our pages. So you only need one of your 8 by 8.5 inch pieces. And then I'll start with my 7.5 by 8.5. What we're going to do is burnish those score lines. There's my 1 inch score line to the left. And so this is the piece that we will cut down before we put this on. So let's set him aside for just a minute. So go ahead and put that aside. And pick up one of the 9.5 where we have the score lines on the two longs, the long side to make it a longer pocket. Because I forgot, we want to match this one, so we'll set him aside for just a minute, make these two first. And I'll grab another page. Hi, Jen. And I have the score line to my left, that score line to the left, and see, this is going to fit right next to our score line. And you'll have that 1/2 inch at the top. And so I always like to check that fit just to make sure it fits nice on the page. And then we'll burnish the bottom. And let's miter the top corners and these bottoms. This becomes a nice big pocket. We'll miter both sides here. Okay. 1 inch score line. Oh my gosh, my camera's going blurry again. This is ridiculous. I know, hang on. Of course, we can't have anything work right. Okay. We're not going to miter any corners. The reason I have to make the camera, I have to turn it off so that my controls then will pick up my camera and fix the problem. I'm going to do it both ways. Push it to the back. And we do not want to miter the corners yet. And with that pushed to the back, now we can make sure our flap or our little tabs here, 1/2 inch, are flat because we're going to match it right to the bottom of the page to create that pocket. But before I do, I did round my corners. You don't have to, or you can use any other corner punch you like, or you can just leave them square. See, my hinge is pushed to the back. All right, so there's one. Now, I'm going to leave that I want to leave this right here. I want to bring this one back. This was the first one we started with, and it's vertical. I'm going to fold my 1/2, and I know that this is the one page. Let me show you. That I do believe we're going to adjust that score line because I put my little pocket here. What I did when I made the album bigger to accommodate the 6x8 plastic sheets, I did not adjust the size of this. So if you want them all to be the same, this is where I did not adjust this. So actually, let's adjust it. I want to keep my pages the same, and we're going to change this measurement. And I'm really sorry, but we're going to use this. This is going to be a mat that goes inside. So instead of 7.5 by 8.5, I want you to cut another one that's 7.5 by 9. And I knew there was a adjustment there, and I couldn't remember where, so I just cut what I had, and that's where it was. But the nice thing is we need that as a tag, so to set that aside, it will be one of our tags. So the new measurement is 7.5 by 9. I fixed everything but that one, but it's fixed now. See, the pages can be shorter. It's okay if you want different size pages, but I'd really like to keep them all the same for this one. So if you want it that, you can use that one and just cut a 1/2 inch off, but we're just going to remake our page here. So with 7.5 at the top, I'm going to score at 1/2 and 7, and then we'll score at hold on. I just really blew that one. Maybe I need to go back to bed, guys. No, it's got to be 8 by 8.5. So actually we'll do 4. So I'm really sorry if you're frustrated with me right now, but it's been one of those days. And I'll make sure that it says on, I'll adjust the cutting guide. So when you go to create, make this, that you are not having to recut your papers like we're just now doing. But welcome to the world of live. You get to experience the mistakes right along with me. So 8 by 8.5, you actually need 4 of those. And we're going to score with the 8-inch across the top at 1/2 and 7.5. And then we're going to turn to the 8.5-inch side and score at 1/2. Okay, we got it right this time. Maybe I need more coffee. Okay, let's grab that 8.5. Now see, that's going to fit on the front perfect. Yeah, I had to make our book a little bit bigger. So I'm going to also show you another trick. Even though we've scored this at 1 inch, when we put this pocket on, I'm going to match it to this outside edge. So this may even get adjusted a little bit. And that's what's nice about this kind of a page. You can adjust it to fit your pockets so that they all line up nice. You know what, magical 3s. We're going to miter our corners. Well, you know, I also understand that if you're a beginner or you're like on a limited paper supply, it doesn't help when those things happen, but we don't have to waste those papers. We're going to use them. So there is never a wasted piece of paper. And let's make sure everything's nice and flat. One thing I did not have you cut, which is a good thing, was the tag that goes on the inside. And I'm glad now because it would be a different size. Okay, I'm going to match this score line to my left, and to the right we're going to match this outside edge so it sits nice. So I may just have to adjust my score line a little bit. This is considered a hinge, and that's what's so nice about this. We can do that. What's important is our pages are all lined up. For me, I like to pick it up. Score lines to the left. I'm going to match it to the outside edge at the bottom, not at the top, because that's where we want to put our pocket in. And don't worry if you're going over the score line. I am a little bit, and that's okay. now we're going to put this, because see, when I bend this backwards, it sticks over that edge a little bit, and I don't like it. So actually, we're going to take this hinge piece now. I'm going to bend it up over my pocket. And I'm going to re-burnish that score line. I'm pushing pretty hard because I want it to be right over the pocket. There we go. Then we'll flip it to the back. Kind of reshape it so it matches the edge of our pocket. And there we go. You don't see this piece anyway. This is going to be completely hidden. Completely hidden. Okay, so our third page was just like the first one. I'm going to burnish back that 1-inch score line. Oh, I did not round the corners on this one because this is where we're going to put our pocket, the cover on. I also used a magnet here. You don't have to. It's heavy enough it will stay down, but I did use a pocket. It just made it more secure. Okay. And these we want to miter the corners. Oh, this one. Okay. And we're going to glue this right down. Again, hinge to the left. I've just got that pushed under so I can make my edges flush here on the bottom. Make sure didn't get glue all over the place. Now the 5.5 by 8 1/2. Let's go ahead and burnish that score line. And I do want to miter the corners. And I did round the corners. And this will just sit right at the very top. And this is, okay, this is where you want to check and see, do you need to take any of the length off? Because you don't want it sticking over any of the edges, top and bottom. So you can trim it and then just repunch your corner if you need to. And I do need to. Well, hello, Heather. So I'm just going to take like a 1/16 of an inch off my length so it fits more inside of the page. And if you did too, just re-round that corner. That's a much tighter, nice fit. And let's go ahead and glue down that flap. Now you have a nice big pocket, and you can put, one thing I like to do is if you go to a, like you go to well, like a family reunion we go to, and you get the cute little napkins and things, I'll pop in there, but we will go back and make the file folder that goes in there. So also that's another secure place that you can pop tickets or memorabilia into, and then goes down into your pocket. And this one, so that will be part of our decorating. I made 2 of them. You can decorate them or you can leave them. And then you'll have another little file folder in here. I forgot to show you those. And this one is just a big, long tag. Bucket list or everything. White paper attracts everything. And then photos on the back. So on this one too, we need to make this. Well, you don't have to. We can still make it's 6 inches. But I think I will make mine 6.5 for the new one because I made it bigger. And if you're going to use a magnet, I suggest you put it down now and don't be like me and forget to put it down after the matting. And then you realize you forgot your magnet. Okay, heck with that one. Let's move to the pokey tool. You just need one. Okay. Now we're going to go back through, and I am going to miter the big hinge corners. And I took quite a bit off, not just a little bit. I took a nice big angle off. And that'll be the last page. The open one is my middle page. And the front page is the top load. So this is how we're going to put our book together. And again, you can make these so these are all different. You could have it all different sizes of pages. They don't have to be all flushed together. You can have some shorter, so you can have a lot of fun with this type of style. So our first one is that top load pocket, hinge to the back, and then we're going to take our middle one, hinge to the back, and we're just going to, it's called stacked. We're going to glue it right on top. And then I just match it so that it's flush. And I like to use my surface to keep it straight. And I know a lot of you may be saying, but there's no gusset. How do you, I don't know. But let me tell you what, let me show you. You can add a lot of stuff into this and it doesn't like get major alligator. It still will lay nice on top of each other. And you can add all, these are all popped up on foam dots. So you can also add as many pages as you want. If you want 5 or 6 of these pages, you could make another whole set and stack them. So you can make as many as you want. The pocket is our very last one. You don't need to open your flap unless you want to. I'm going to add my adhesive to this 1-inch flap here on the back, or the 1-inch hinge. I like to pick everything up. Use your surface. See, it should be all flush. There's page 1, 2, and 3. And the hinges all get they all get covered with cardstock, so you don't even see them. But that's it. That's our pages. This now we want to put in our book. So if you have your album, and also if you've already made your cover or if you're waiting for the pre-cut chipboard, it's totally up to you. But I have mine opening to the right, and then the bottom is to the left. You can reverse that if you want it to open to the left. The only difference is your pockets, of course, would be now here, your pages in here, and because it set it on a slant, I didn't care for that, but you can definitely do it that way. So I'm going to have it open to the right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open my whole book, and because it's the way we've built this, you can do it. So on my right-hand side, we're going to have those lay flat pockets. Right here on the left-hand side, I'm going to attach my pages. And I did attach the pages almost to the outside edge. It's about a 1/16 of an inch away. You want to center them. And you want to have about 1/8 of an inch at the top and the bottom. So I've added my adhesive. I'm eyeballing about 1/8 of an inch top and bottom, and it's almost to the edge of the chipboard, about 1/16 of an inch away, just a tiny bit. What's everyone having for dinner? I'm probably having cereal. Hubby is helping son put in a new water heater, and I'm crafting, and so that means I don't have to fix dinner. But my son's wife is a awesome cook, and so I'm sure he'll eat over there. I'm sure she'll feed him spaghetti or something. So, Heather, it sounds like you and me need to go out to dinner. Okay, I do want to make sure that is the gear. Now, um, this pocket here, I did not give you a measurement for it, and this is the very reason. Everybody's is going to be a little bit different. Okay, and there's our pages. We are going to cut that, but like I said, it's going to be different for everyone. And I didn't want to throw out a measurement. So this pocket here all depends on where the placement of your pages are. And then this is another reason you want your pages very close to that edge, because watch, you want them to be able to flip over. And they'll flip over nicely if they're kind of like hanging over the edge, like your feet that hangs over the edge of the bed. So what we're going to do is we're going to create this pocket now, and you're going to want to measure. I know, darn old measuring, huh? But trust me, it's the safest way. And I will get to that measurement in just a minute. I just have to mute for a second. Okay. Oh, your treat. Oh, I'm coming. I'll get on that airplane now. Okay, let's make the pocket, the um, little one that goes in here. And then we're going to make our pocket here and our lay flats. And you know what? We did this in an hour. Maybe we'll do some more. I'm game. I love being here with you guys. Okay, this little pocket here, it's going to come from a 12-inch sheet, and we're going to have, I have a 4-inch flat. And you can change this up, but I did this 4-inch of a flat so that I could have my general store here. And that I wanted these two things to be the focus. So that's why that has a 4-inch. But um, you're going to want it to fit within this 7-inch space, of course. So we're going to cut a 6.5 by 12-inch piece of cardstock. So 6.5 by 12. Oh, if you guys are, then we just might get those hinges made on the back side. And we might be ready to start matting next week, or no, tomorrow. Okay, so I've got my 6.5 by 12, and we'll leave the cutter, this piece right here, this is going to be my pocket that's going to go behind here. So one sheet will do this. This is such a fun project. Don't forget, there's so many uses for this type of an album. Like we talked about wedding, um, bride on one side, groom on the other. Twins or baby, you could do the first 6 months, then 6 months. And while you guys are cutting your paper, I need to mute for just a moment. Okay, we're going to now put the 5 in. Will it be daytime or evening? Tomorrow will be evening. Um, I'm going to put my 6.5 inch piece in my scoreboard. You know what I was going to do first, but we'll go ahead and score it. Score it at 4, and I'm going to fold it here. We're going to check the size. Yeah, tomorrow will be evening. I'm going to double. Oh, okay, it fits very nice. Oh, I like the fit. Okay, I like that fit. So 6.5 by 12, score at 4, and I am going to round round the corners. And down that goes. Now, this, once we put all the matting on, it lays flat. You don't have to add a magnet or anything. And then you still have room back there. You could even make another tag. Okay, now let's open the back. Tanya, are you still out there? Let's see if Tanya's still with us. Make sure she fixed the measurement. Okay, from where your pages now fold, put your measuring tool. So mine measures at 7.5, but for safety, I only want my pocket to be like 7 3/8. So for me, right where the spine and this new chipboard starts, our chipboard spine starts, is 7.5, but I'm going to back it up to 7 3/8. Are we blurry again? Tanya, the great big rolls of our foam tape, picket fence, we have some in the store. We need to transfer over. Nope, you guys aren't blurry. Terry, just click out real quick and come back in. So 7 3/8, but we have to add an inch because we need hinges, 1/2 inch on each side. So I'm going to cut my paper at 8 3/8 by 4 1/2. Again, I want you to measure yours. So right now I'm just going to cut my 8 3/8 first so that I have myself a nice tag here that will go in my pockets. And 4 1/2. A customer just called, and so we want to transfer that over for her. She saw Tiffany using it. Now, in my scoreboard, I have my 8 3/8. Yours could be different, but for this, I'm going to score at 1/2 inch with the long across the top. We're going to turn it to the 4 1/2 inch side and score at 1/2 inch. Because it's not an even number, this is why I'm turning it. And I'll go back to my 8 3/8 and score at 1/2. Another nice thing about this album, the pieces that you used when you cut your pages. So you're going to have these left over. That's our pocket. These are what we're going to use as our white matting inside of our book. Not exactly those, but you've got a bunch. So you got a bunch. These are going to be photo mats. So I need you to keep a hold of those because they're what we're going to create all the photo mats in our book with. And that's one reason I used white paper. Now, if you didn't use the white, this is the white speckle. Artisan cardstock linen. If you don't use this, you will need to have some white paper for matting. And then let's see how this is going to fit because, oh, that's very nice. Yeah, so measure yours. Take off 1/8 of an inch. and it should fit. Yes, move from the store to warehouse. And then you want to make sure your page is going to close. Mine closes just fine. So now I can burnish the bottom. Miter the corners, and we'll put that down. Yes, two of each, Tanya. The black white roll and the white roll. You'll just move two over. Okay, I can glue mine down. Well, hello, Lee. Oh, that's right. YouTube, you're sweet. Okay, I know. I look at you and I'm like, oh, I know her. Different name, but you're on YouTube. Well, it's really good to see you. And I know. I'm sorry about your long commute. You should be home crafting. I have it matched right to the bottom of my book. I'm telling you, since I'm using the proper score tool that comes with the score mat, um, nothing's off, and I'm so happy. I love this one, but I can see now how important it is to use the tool that comes with your scoreboard because it's molded to fit inside. And we are good there. Okay, that's done. Easy peasy. Now we're going and see when we're done that will fold that way. And I do fold it up as I'm working because I like to have a flat surface. So we're going to take our next two pieces and they are 6 by 12. And we're going to score them both the same at 3 and 8. So I'll rescore this one at 3 and 8. And it's the 6 by 12. 12-inch across the top at 3 and 8. So I'm going to have the 3-inch at the top. It really doesn't matter at this point. You just want to go ahead and burnish your score lines and making sure they're straight. Okay, so how this pocket works, you want the 3-inch down here at the bottom closest to you. And you're going to fold the top down, the bottom up. And there is your pocket. And then it also has a side opening. Well, hi, Julie. You missed an hour of it, but we're still playing. And you'll be able to catch it on recording. If you are just now joining us, and when you do watch the recording, watch how I cut the pages all the way through. We adjusted one, so. Okay, I'll do the same thing here. 3 inches closest to me, I fold the top down and the bottom up. Now, we're not going to glue these down or anything. And what we do is we're going to be stacking our pockets so that we have 2 sets. And let me grab our finish book to show you. And what's nice about these pockets, they're all perfectly lined up. Pull these guys out. You always have a perfect line. You don't have to, they never look wonky, nothing. See, and then we'll have our tags in here. And there is even one up here at the top you could stick things in. And then we have the sides. And that's what they'll look like. Now, before we put these down, though, we do have to mat them. And since many of you are waiting for your kit, I won't do that yet, but I am going to go ahead and use my temporary. Also, we don't want to glue our pockets together. We will be gluing these down until we mat them. Okay. And I've done these in other videos, so you may have already made some with me. But this is the double stack. Right now I'm just going to do a temporary placement. And you can adjust these how you want. And you can even make more. See, and then they're going to sit right inside of our book. And I'm just going to do this so that I don't lose them. Okay, so let's go ahead now. And let's make the 2 file folders that go into this pocket and this pocket. And then also, if you're getting the kit, you'll have ribbon. If you don't, you're going to want to just kind of make a mark so that you remember. You're going to want ribbon out here. You want ribbon on this front cover right here. And then I did put ribbon back here on my spine before I do the matting so that you'll have ribbon here and here. And then we'll just mat over the top of it. Okay, so let's create. Oh, we have to create this little guy too. So I'm going to pull these out. And I forgot, we got to make our little pocket. Then we'll make those. Okay. Our last 2. So our 4.5, our 4 by 6.5, and our 5 by 5.5. So how this is going to work, this little pocket is going to sit on here. So what we want to do is take our 4.5 by 6 with the 6 inch across the top, and you're going to score at 1 inch. Oh, I know, it's a great tape. Oh, nope, don't put your scoreboard away. Because we want to take our 5.5, and I know this looks confusing, but you're going to have your 5.5 across the top of your scoreboard, and you're going to score at 1/2 inch. Then you're going to score at 5. So 1/2 and 5. 5.5 is across the top, and then turn to the 5-inch side and score at 1/2 inch. Now I'm going to burnish this bottom score line first because I think, oh, no, I did not. Okay, it fits perfect. I was thinking I took some off of this. I did not. So let's go ahead and burnish all of our score lines. Now we want to see how it fits side to side. It fits perfect. So we can miter our corners. And we'll just really flatten those good. Flatten those corners. This time I have that 1-inch hinge at the bottom. I did round these and I forgot to do it before we put it on, but that's okay. We can get it now, especially with this little guy. He slides right on there. Okay, let's grab our book. Now, what I did was I did this different than I originally did it in the Saucy album because some were very confused, but I want to show you something. This is made, you can put this anywhere you want. You can put it on this page. You can put it on this page. Anywhere you want. Now, I did put it on this page, and it does sit right on top of that hinge here. And, or you can have it come down here at the bottom, and then it will flip down. It can go on the backs. It can even go on the pocket. So lots of different choices. I did put it here in the middle on my middle page. And what we're going to do is we're just going to line it right up next to that hinge. And I did center it somewhat. I didn't miter my corners. All right, let's just make sure it's good and flat, and that will all be covered with our cardstock. And that's all there is to that. Okay, let's make, see our little filing tab. So I'm going to make mine just a little bit longer. And of course, these are back in stock. I love these. This is how I made my notch. Or you can use your envelope punch board. This makes it so you don't have to get out your envelope punch board. The Dress My Craft corner, there is a corner and there's a notch. So it does have a corner, but it's very small. But I'm telling you, I've been using this for so much. You can even notch your pockets out like we did on Let's Scrapbook, or what was that one? Let's Create that I just did. So many fun things you can do with this. So we're going to create those two little inserts. Well, there's three. So this one, your first one, and you're going to just use your scraps. So it's 4 inches, and I'm going to do mine by 8.5. So 4 by 8.5. And you've got, like I said, plenty of scraps here from when you cut your pages. And I want to find one that's closest to 4 without having to cut into anything. I think this is 4. Perfect. So I'll cut this down to 8.5. So Wilbur is outside my window looking in, like he's trying to figure out what I'm doing. He knows how to get down here. He's just being a stinker. That will go inside your pockets. And now we're going to score this one at 4 inches. Yeah, 4 inches. But you know what? I'm going to take 1/4 of an inch. We just scored it at 4. I'm going to take 1/4 of an inch off. I want more room at the top. There we go. I like that better. Here's what's cool about this notch. I don't even measure, but I'm going to measure for you guys. And then you just put it in and you pop it, right? So I'm just going to make a 1 3/4 inch. No, let's go 1.5. We don't need that big of a tab. You can make the tab as big as you like, of course. I'm going to go 1.5. This has those lines there, and you just match it up to the center just like you would on your envelope punch board. So on your envelope punch board, you would do the same thing. Just make a mark at 1.5 and put it in your envelope punch board and punch it where you've made your mark. I don't even worry about the measurements on the punch board. I would just punch it where you've made that mark, putting it in the center. And you can put this in your cutter, or you can do it with a knife. But don't forget, once the shorter side is my tab. So I want to cut over here on the long side. Now I start up here where the hole is so that I put my blade right in the hole so that I could just go across. Yeah, I've used this one on almost every project. These last tutorials I've done, and I just clip that off. And you're going to get a lot of use for it. Oh, I did use it on this edge. Okay, so now I'm going to take the other side. It actually works better on your... So you know what? I have to run upstairs. I have a funny feeling they did get shut outside. I'll be right back. I'm so sorry. Stop. Okay. Well, Homer is smarter than me, and Wilbur is smarter than me. Poor little guys, we're shut outside. Hubby shut the door when he left. He must not have realized it. Yeah, who's crafting right now? And I will now pop this into there. I could have made it longer, but that's okay. And you can actually get more than one in here. See that? We could get three, or we could probably get two comfortably. So if you want to make two of these and make one, you make one that's taller, you could have them kind of sticking out like that. That'd be cute. Can you see that? Lots of things you can do. Oh, you're going to wear that Glowforge out, girly. Okay, now this one is 11 inches. So it's 11 inches long and 7.5 wide. Let's see, Diane, I'm reorganizing my crafts so I can start crafting some now that I retired. Did you retire again for the second time? Until they call you back. You know, teachers and nurses, they're going to call you back and you're going to go. There's no way I'd go back. Not now. I want to craft. Okay, so 11 by 7.5, and I'm going to cut two of those. And then we're going to have looks like about a 2 5/8 little tab I made. Okay, so 7.5 by 11. Now, if you use your paper correctly, you should be able, 2, 4, 6, 9, 10. You could almost get 2 albums out of a pack of artisan cardstock. Almost. If you're really frugal, you probably will, if you're Tanya. Oh, the puppies are just like passed on the floor. It was too hot out there. Seven and a half. Oh, for real this time. Good. That means we can see more of you and we can play together. I like that. I like that. Okay. I wish that you guys all had your kit. I'd start matting. Okay. What I'm going to do is we're going to score this. And I'm going to score it at 5 inches. Oh, Diane, I just might show up at your door one day. And I might have Tiffany with me. Okay. Let's score at 5. And I want to do the same to both pieces. Yeah. There it is. And we're going to score again at 5. But you know, you can score these anywhere you like. It just depends on how much of a border or how much you want at the top. I was going for the look of a file folder. So let's go ahead and burnish our score lines. We've been looking for that Craftmobile trailer. In fact, we found one. So don't be surprised if some of that happens very soon. It's never soon enough for me, but very soon. Okay, 2 5/8. is where I'm going to make my mark. Now I want to go ahead and grab my envelope punch board because I do keep them all right here so that I can show you if you don't have this little punch. I don't want you to think you can't do this. And I think everybody has an envelope punch board because that's what we all started with. Okay. Again, this little mechanism is basically the same as this little mechanism. Just in the center. Now, on my envelope punch board, though, this is showing it. Well, it shows it at about 2 and let me take it to 2 and 5/8. Okay, take it to 2 and 5/8. In fact, with your envelope punch board, you don't have to measure. You just put it in there at 2 and 5/8, or you just use your little portable notch guy. Love my little portable notch guy. Let me tell you, though. But I got this right here, so let's just go ahead and punch it. They are both the same. I stepped on this one, so let me show you. They're a little different. Well, no, they're okay. They're about the. They are the same. Oh my goodness! So Charlotte came in, and now she's back out wanting in. She's a stinker. So this is portable. This is nice. This is not so portable, but it's still nice. We love our envelope punch boards. We make bows with them too, if you remember years ago. Okay. Same thing. I'm going to use my cutter. You can definitely use your scoreboard or just cut. I'm going to go ahead and notch my corner. That's the notch. I don't want that. I want my corner. That didn't come out too good. That's how it's supposed to be. Now remember, short side, leave on. Long side, we're going to cut off. So I'm putting this in. Let me give you a measurement here. So there's a 1/4 inch. That's 3/8 of an inch. I'm going to put my blade. I poke it in so I can feel that it's in that dip. And don't worry if you miss it a little bit, like I just did, because that's what our scissors are for. And if you need to round it a little bit more, there we go. That's better. Just so it barely shows there. Shows the cutting area. And I did it again. I missed it. So we'll just hand shape that one. Now when I mat this, I will only go up to the straight edge. It's just too hard to match those tabs for me. Okay. Round the corners. These will be decorated because that paper's too cute not to decorate everything. Nope, wrong one. So you can see this album is not a super complicated. It just turns out so cute. Okay, put our organizing in there. Organizing in there. And we've got that side completely done. So what we're going to do is we're not going to, hour and a half. Did we not get a lot accomplished in an hour and a half? Um, I think I'll go ahead and no, we'll do this tomorrow. We'll make this spine piece tomorrow because I know kits are shipping and getting down. I'm hoping we can get some out tomorrow, but we'll make the spine piece tomorrow. And that will be, I'll be starting the live at 5:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And we'll get our house put on here. It'll just be our bare house. And then we'll get our sleeves in. So really 2 more times next week, we'll get our decorating done and our album will be finished. Like I said, I do have to flip this little guy over because it's really thick. So that's nice. You can take off and put on more if you want. So that is our class today. Oh my gosh, went by super fast. Let's get the whole insides done on Friday. So then next week we're going to put our little house. You all should have your little houses. And we're going to do the decorating of that. And if you have this collection already and you have a house, I'll be showing you how to do that. So it's super fun, super cute. And that's where I'm going to leave you guys then. And Diane, you can go clean up your bedroom. Your crafting room. I've got a mess here to clean up, but didn't it come together so awesome? And decorating is going to be so fun. We'll probably do 2 days of decorating and it'll be just all finished and ready for the 4th of July, guys. So thank you for joining me. And I will see you then tomorrow, Friday night, June 7th at 5:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Bye, everybody.